Time now for Guarantee of the Game, presented by AT&T. The Texas Longhorns are back from the dead, that is, and they are looking like the team that we all expected them to look like at the start of August. After a shaky start, the loss to Florida, this team has rattled off 4 straight wins.
Yeah.
Arch Manning turned in his best performance that we have really seen this entire season. So they have kind of turned from a pumpkin to college football playoff contender. Maddie, if we were to boil it down here, what's been the biggest key to this midseason turnaround for the Horns?
I really think the biggest moment in their season was that tough loss to Florida, right? And really just coming to grips with the fact that, all right, hey, maybe we really aren't the team that we were expecting to be, right? Giving a lot of hits to the quarterback. And in that game, I mean, it just seemed like every single time that Arch Manning dropped back to pass, he was getting hit and taken to the ground, right? And also I think Arch, too, just overreaching and trying to make the big play, right, to kind of solve everything. But the bounce back against Oklahoma and the way they played that football game, relying on just great defensive play, was really, I think, the ultimate way for them to kind of recalibrate who they are. So that bounce back from Florida to Oklahoma, I think, really redirected this team into a positive way.
Yeah, I think the way that this offense has improved is a sign of what they did last week in the Mississippi State game. My question was, are they going to be able to bring forth that performance in the second half into this game, or was it how they performed in the first half of the last game? Now, check this out from Arch Manning. 76% completion percentage, 328 yards, and 3 passing touchdowns. He's the first player with 300 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 75% completion percentage against an AP top 10 team in Texas history. All right.
Good.
Arch Manning has shown that he's now more mature. It's what Sark said after the game. He has more confidence in his offensive line. They're giving him more protection, and he's showing more confidence within his skilled players. It's good to see that they're committing towards the run game a little bit and not getting away from it completely. Their pass game has become an extension of their run game, which is why you see Ryan Wingo having 40-yard plus plays over the past 2 games. And he's just an explosive player. I mean, they had 252 yards after the catch in this game because a lot of Arch's passes are within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, 5.33 yards exactly where his average air yards per attempt. So offensively, I think that's where they've improved, where the offensive line has meshed well together. Sark said they switched some things around, and it seemed to work.
Cole Hudson to left guard, and then Connor Robinson to center has seemed to really work for this offensive line.
Yeah, and on top of that, he has more confidence.
So while the offense has turned around, the defense has allowed some yards, and they've allowed some points over the last 4.
He's been waiting on this thing.
I got numbers for you.
He's all over this.
210, 258, 358, 365. What are those?
Passing yards.
Passing yards Texas has allowed over the last 4 games, and it's getting worse.
All right.
Now, they have played tougher competition, but if you notice, this has been an issue for this team. How concerned are you, Scoob, about the defense as a whole?
Okay, as a whole,
He set you up, man.
Right? I'm not that concerned. And I say that because I look at what they're doing in terms of getting after the quarterback. They had 6 sacks today. Diego Pavia was sacked a total of 7 times the entire season coming into this game, and they were able to get after him 6 different times. Take a look over here, right? Not only were they able to get after the quarterback, but they were also able to shut down their running game. Vanderbilt had 58 yards total rushing. This is a team that has averaged over 200 yards rushing per game, 3rd in the SEC, a place where we know teams can really pound the rock. Last week in the second half against Mississippi State, they held them to -31 net total rushing yards. Within the last 2 weeks, 12 total sacks. If you can control the line of scrimmage, if you can stop the running game, then at the end of the day, I feel that you can patch up those problems in the defensive secondary more than you can in the foundation of everything. When there's a leak in the foundation, the whole thing is going to fall apart. But when you have some cracks at the top, which is the secondary, you can fix that with the way that you get after the quarterback and the way that you stop the running game, because then you force teams to be one-dimensional.
No doubt, no doubt. And to add on to what you're saying, right, the past 4 weeks, 23 total sacks as a group, 37 tackles for loss, right? The other aspect that I look at this defense as well, right? No Michael Taft today. I think that's a
question.
big missing piece to that secondary. First half, I thought they played phenomenally well, right? Second half, you saw some mental errors there in the secondary. That's obviously a huge concern, right, for Texas and what Sark was alluding to after we showed that highlight, right? But overall, they got playmakers at every single level, right? You can affect the passer. When you're hitting the passer consistently, I feel like that favors you very much in some of these critical games as we go down the stretch here. So the forced turnovers, hey, they got 14 turnovers on the season, 9 interceptions, 5 fumbles.
Right.
And I think overall, if you look at the defensive ranking for Texas in the SEC, 3rd in total, 1st in the rush, 9th against the pass. That's their weakness, of course, but scoring 2nd. They're keeping teams out of the end zone. Now, hey, it hasn't been quite that way these last 2 weeks, but we got to remember, Diego Pavia is one of the better quarterbacks in this conference. So he's going to make some plays. You can't keep someone that good down for an entire
game. And shout out to Tom in the YouTube chat and everyone in the YouTube chat. Please subscribe, like. Thank you for tuning in with us. He said Texas was without 2 of their starting safeties. That is another great point. But I also look at what's going on in our chat. We did a survey where we said, do you think Texas is going to make the college football playoff or not? And the answer was no from the majority of you guys.
Okay.
I see Christina in the chat over there. You're saying a lot in there, Christina. I have a lot of things to address with you. If you were sitting on set with us, we could have a heated debate. But Christina is clearly not a fan of this team and not a fan of Indiana. But we will talk about that more. Sam, continue to move us along.
Well, no, I think that's where we go next. We take this big picture too, because it would be easy to it would be kind of easy to say, well, who has Texas played this year? Obviously, they just beat a top 10 team in Vanderbilt. They are going to get tested when they go between the hedges in 2 weeks. So they're coming off a bye. In the spirit of this segment, Maddie, are you ready to guarantee that Texas will return to the college football playoff for the 3rd time in 3 years?
Give me Texas, man. You know why? Because I just think that the brand power, even if they were to lose to a team like Georgia or Texas A&M, right, and get that 3rd loss, I really do believe that they would be one of the 3 lost teams that still makes it to the college football playoff.
The Ohio State loss helps because it might be the closest loss that they've had all year.
And it is September. It is the first, and it was a 14-7 ball game, so it was a close loss to one of the best teams in the country, especially a talented defense. And I think right now, just the state or the stock, right, of Texas is now building, right, in a positive way. And I think Arch and that offense and how they look today, the defense, we know how talented they are, will improve. I say that Texas does survive and make it.
So we got some things from social media, and we love everybody on social. Arch Manning, when Texas gets a 12 seed in the playoffs. Listen, I'm a Patriots fan. I watched what his uncle did to our Patriots when we were undefeated. It was quite the disappointing season, if I might say. But one thing that I am seeing from Texas here, which is why I picked them to beat Vandy, is the fact that they've been on the road for so long. And this is one of their first home games in nearly a month.
September 20th. Yeah.
So to be back in front of your home crowd definitely makes a difference. And for this team to grow and develop, and the same with Arch, you've seen that pay dividend. And I think their experiences and their wins and losses has all helped them improve. Now, when you look at their 2 games on their schedule that are going to be really tough, as you mentioned, Georgia and Texas A&M. Georgia is going to be on the road. That's hard for me to see them winning that game. But Texas A&M,
0-2 versus Kirby,
right?
Yeah.
And then Texas A&M is at home, right? And with this defense and Marcel Reed, the way that they get after quarterbacks, the way that they can stop the run, I think if you force Marcel Reed to beat you with his arm and you keep him kind of caged up in that pocket, you can put yourself in a good situation to be able to win that game.
You want this, you got that. No way.